Hello, Hub City Geeks. SpartanNerd here, and I have a new package. It's about time. It's been a while, but stuff's about to start coming in. Looks like a pile of loot should be coming soon. The Big Bad Toy Store. I've never done that before. That's new for me. This is from Mattel Creations, and as soon as it opened up, I was sure to jump on this, so I don't wind up not having it like I missed Blade. So it came in this box showing us a silhouette. And you know what this is now. It is a Moss Man. And here's some pieces. We'll find out more about those pieces in a minute. Yeah, so they actually showed this box off already. Like at the San Diego Comic-Con. So like Moss Man has not been a secret that it was coming. It was opened up early for the Club Grayskull subscription, which finally gave us a MASTERVERSE figure. All we've had is Origins figures, and that has been highly disappointing. And then they revealed this. I was like, okay. So that was $10 more that wound up going into figuring the price of this, right? But if they give us more MASTERVERSE stuff that nobody else can get, or nobody else can get early, then I guess that'll be okay, right? Maybe those 2000X figures that seem to be what was advertised and is advertised as Club Grayskull images. Moss Man on the front, a wraparound image showing strange Eternian plants. More of that, but this is more of a shadowy picture. And on the back, this one is actual art, not a Photoshop. So I appreciate that. Very nice. See what's on the top? On the top, of course, it is just MASTERVERSE. MASTERVERSE. So here's what you see when you open. You get this bio package caption. With the shattering of New Eternia, Moss Man's mind has been splintered across 7 corners of the first planet. Sadly, this has driven him insane. No longer the keeper of the natural order, whispers of Moss Man's madness have reached the ear of all explorers. Those who walk through the wild forest of New Eternia often do not return to tell the tale. So Moss Man is not a bad guy. I don't care what they say about Roboto, Moss Man. He's not bad. I do kind of think of him as Poison Ivy. Really, I think about Poison Ivy as being Moss Man. My story of learning about comic characters and whatever, Moss Man was the first plant guy. So Poison Ivy would come next in my experience. Here's what you get when you open it up. What is this? Master Universe New Eternia. Some kind of symbol. I have never seen this symbol before. I don't know what this is about. Perhaps someone out there, a Hub City geek, will know. And this doesn't say anything about Moss Man. It is vines and stuff. This will be a diorama cover. Diorama that's covering what we see, but you see this big Moss Man. Super nice. Oop, you saw him. I did. Surprise. We get some pictures of some animals flying around. Picture of Eternia. That is the towers in the distance. And the Eternian forest. So here we go. There's the Moss Man inside. Yay! You can see there is no plastic holding him in. Just like Snout Spout and Vicor, both which came from Mattel Creations. And we get silhouettes in a little box that have the accessories. Let's get this guy open and talk about the sculpt. Get some pictures.
maybe go outside with some real moss.
So here is Moss Man out of the box. You can see everything that came in the box. Let me get a good stick. Everything that came in the box. So this is a hand. Like this is an alternate hand. A bunch of vines. This is a dagger. I looked to see if we had this dagger in Masterverse. If we do, I don't know what other character has it. I checked Trapjaw's. His is different. I checked He-Man, that movie He-Man. Those are both different. I don't know if it has been reused. It looks like it has some paint issues, or that could be on purpose to make it have a patina. I don't know, because it does seem like it could be. This is a new club, which also looks like that picture that's on the inside. I didn't know what it was. And this is a belt, but I did not know that it was a belt. And here's a new feature for you, a new use of Mechanics. So he's 8 inches tall from the feet to the tip of that horn on his back. 8 inches tall. Meaning that he is, yeah, how many Mechanic pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Mechanic pieces tall. That's pretty incredible. He's big. So I just spent a little bit of time playing with old Moss Man, and I mean, how playable is he? I mean, okay, these shoulder joints seem to be ratchets, but I'm not sure if it's just the plastic is stiff, or, I mean, it's not a satisfying ratchet is what I'm saying. It is a ratchet. It's not satisfying. Here's the stand thing. In case you wanted to display your Moss Man on this. I don't know who does, but Snout Spout, Vicor, they came with one. I'm sure, you know, Dark Lynn and whoever. Panther did too, really a way to do it. But anyway, back to the same subject here. Yeah, okay, so just some talking here. That is indeed a belt with a machete hanging off. Now, why would Moss Man need a machete? The guy controls plants. If they're in the way, he can just, you know, tell them to move. And they'll move. Now, of course, he could use as a weapon to whack people with and stab people, I guess. But, you know, that's what that dagger is, though. It seems to be a machete. Now, this club, I imagine, is some sort of magical artifact. So that's good. I didn't take off the armor, but I promise you that is removable. And it appears to be someone else underneath there. Before I talk about that, you also see I have hanging off the side the other hand. I like that piece because you can do all kinds of things with it. All right, I'm going to give you some comparisons here. First most obvious one should be, let me get that out of the way. Well, it brings up a point. The first most obvious one should be Beastman. So here's your comparison. The first most obvious one should be Beastman. I'm about 99% certain that Beastman's legs and torso and like bicep pieces are exactly the same as Moss Man's. Now, I'm really specific about that, but just looking at it, I haven't took off Moss Man armor, but just looking at it, you can tell. Underneath that big rubber piece that's sitting on top is the same buck as the new Eternia Beastman. Now, this is my preferred new Eternia Beastman. You know, there's that other one that has the white face paint, articulated jaw. I find that to be a very ugly figure, and so I don't want it. But, you know, comparing these two. Now, I don't know, the forearms are not the same because Beastman's have sculpted in bracers, while Moss Man's, at least his left bracer comes right off. And if the right one comes off, that probably, I would guess it would. Now, Moss Man also has armbands that can come off from his biceps also. And I don't know about removing the feet, but those are loose pieces around his shins too. If the vintage figure, as you know, was just Beastman in a different color with pine scent and flocking. Flocking is a whole nother issue. Now, I had the Master Universe Classics version, which was flocked, and I really enjoyed that. It also had the piney scent. I also have the flocked Mega Blocks version. It is actually hanging up behind me in the Battle Bones box. I've touched it very minimally, you know, that flocking rubs off and all that kind of stuff. There's some fan out there who thinks, oh, this Moss Man, it's not flocked. I ain't getting it. I'm sad for you. I'm sad for you. Like I have the Mega Bloks Panther over here, and I know Mega Bloks and Masterverse are different things. I got that, right? But the Panther over here does not look as good as the non-flocked because you can't see any details, and I think that's the main idea. Like there was a lot of talk about the Master Universe Classics Panther not having flocking. Well, you'd lose all those muscle details the Four Horsemen sculpted in if you did that. Now this ain't Four Horsemen, but they still ain't flocking this Moss Man, nor giving him piney scent. Instead, we get a bigger Moss Man, which is, you know, modular hands and accessories, and that's all great. And here's Clawful. I chose Clawful as a comparison because the armor piece that goes over Clawful's carapace, it actually just kind of hangs on his back as a backpack. It's a similar idea of giving him extra horns that stick up over his back that Moss Man has. He's not as big. Also, I just proved that the arm bracer on the other side, wrist bracer, does come off. The Moss Man did not come with a proper left hand that can grip a weapon. So that's kind of a bummer. Here is Moss Man with Snout Spout, who is watering his scepter. If that's a big seed pod on the end, I guess it needs watering. I don't know. I mostly wanted to show how tall Moss Man is. He is taller than Snout Spout, even if Snout Spout's standing all the way up. Now maybe the ears can stick up a little bit higher. But that's how tall we're talking about. Now, I don't have Motherboard. Motherboard would certainly be taller than this, than either of them, but there you go. Hey, that grip and that little open hand can hold that. It'd be cool if you could separate this and you could hold that like a football. That would be crazy. Here he is with somebody else truly large in green. The Cosmic Legion Scourge. My stand-in for Whiplash. Okay, there is a Masterverse Whiplash out there. And it's back on sale at Big Bad Toy Store. And I've decided not to get it. They need to give us something comparable to Moss Man. I'm waiting out for that. Whiplash they have, it's okay. But it seems like his head's too small. Now this head does not look like Whiplash. That's my problem. Like the best thing would be for Mattel to make us a Masterverse, you know, a Masterverse figure that their Whiplash head could fit on this body, because this is like, I just can't ever say enough good stuff about this Four Horsemen Master Universe tribute figure, Cosmic Legion. And no, I don't like the alien head that came with this, but you can see Scourge is bigger yet than Moss Man, but that's what Whiplash should have. Oh yeah, look, Moss Man's holding that vine, and I've got the machete in the arm right there, and the vines are holding the club. So, yeah. All this about Moss Man has me inspired to get out some DC comics. So, I mean, look here. We have this one right here, the Eternia War Skeletor, on the front, transforming with the power of Grayskull. The power sword in his hand, wearing He-Man's armor with the Iron Cross, something they didn't use much in DC Comics. And also, that's the Filmation style sword. This was the, I guess, the Fanboys cover, right? Anyway, as you read the story, basically, this is Moss Man kamikazeing himself. And you can see the design they went with. They went this way all through it, all through the DC Comics version, where he has like golden armor on. And he's considered the god of the plants. So then he jumps out of the Wind Raider, blows up the Fright Zone. Back on the subject of comics with Moss Man, this is my mini comics collection book that I read usually when kids are taking secure tests and I have to sit in the hall and monitor the hallway. I can't have a computer, so I read these. Anyways, doggy scratching the door. And here is a The Stench of Evil, the comic that features Moss Man and Stinkor, both who had the action feature of having a smell, because the vintage Moss Man smelled like pine, piney fresh, and Stinkor had a smell to a stinky smell, right? Anyways, I kid you not, Moss Man threw a dirt clod and hit Stinkor in the back of the head. And then he said, "Who threw that?" Moss Man threw him into a whole bunch of flowers. And Stinkor's like, "I hate the way this smells. It smells good," and runs off. And you can see the sorceress there with pink wings and pink leotard and all that. So this comic book really shows the characters off model somewhat. Even Stratos having a red mask. And anyways, just thought it was interesting. And you can really see a striking difference in the old comics and the new comics, right? So I'm outside in my yard. I already took one picture, but I wanted to get the video out here. There's a lot of sunlight out here. You know, the biggest problem with photographing Moss Man, and this is probably my fault as a photographer, he's so green, his face don't show up. And I don't think that's a design flaw. I think it's a photographer flaw. I chose these purple flowers outside to go with Evil-Lyn, who is no doubt the most, probably my favorite of the MASTERVERSE figures, honestly. And she's on the Panther, a purple guy, also one of my favorites. But you see what I mean? Like, the tagline of Moss Man is master of this camouflage. I mean, that's dead on the money. As long as you have a lot of greenery, you hear those roosters going, those cicadas. Man, this is like professional toy review right here. So what is my rating of Moss Man, New Eternia Moss Man? Well, the paint and the sculpt are really good. You know, I've been messing with the Mythic Legions and everything, but what bothers me about MASTERVERSE is these joints are so obvious. There's like no effort to hide the joint cuts. I mean, you can see it on Evil-Lyn too, but they did a better job of hiding it on her than say some other figures. But the elbows, that just really bothers me. It's like he has Popeye forearms and Popeye biceps or something, I guess. Or He-Man biceps, Popeye forearms, and a skinny little elbow that probably belongs to Spider-Man. But the sculpt other than that, I mean, this is a well, okay, $30 figure. As a MASTERVERSE figure, it's on par with the rest of them. That face sculpt is good. Now the articulation, I'm just gonna say, I mean, his head does not turn that good because of the sculpted on hair. A lot of figures with long hair have that issue, so he stands up good. He doesn't have stupid problems, so I'm going to give him his point for his sculpt paint, which is just basically green and brown, hues of gray. Hues of gray and brown and green. I mean, it's better than I can paint, I tell you that much. Now, and he stacks up to the character of Evil-Lyn and Panther here, so he gets that articulation point, sculpt and paint point, accessories. Okay, it's a bummer that he only has one gripping hand, the open hand. I mean, what is the point of having an open hand like that? He didn't come with a shield. I don't see the point. Unless you want him to hold that club by the handle and hold the head of it in his hand. I mean, this figure could have came with another hand. I don't see why they didn't include that, because like Beastman had it, and this is basically Beastman's buck. Seems like it. I don't know how they make toys, but it seems to me like that would have been something they could have included, possibly without as much effort. That much effort. And so I'm gonna. I also wish he had some more bits. Yeah, okay, that plant arm thing is pretty nice. Can you even see it? I've got it behind him again. I like that as a piece rather than being a hand piece. That's really nice. The machete is a head scratcher, like I said. I mean, it gives him something to battle with barbarians with, I guess, but seems like we could have had other things. How about some flowers to follow him around, like in the 2000X? I'm not going to give a point for accessories on this one. So, paint, sculpt, articulation, accessories. All right. What about the feels? Well, he adds a heroic character. I needed that. And I know there's stories trying to make him in more of a villain or more of a. There's the air conditioner. Yay. More of a villain, more of a, you know, in-betweener character or something, or some kind of horror story, whatever. No, he's Moss Man. He's a good guy. I don't care what they say. Evil Seed is that bad guy, Moss Man, right? So I'm rating Moss Man a 4 out of 5. Do you agree or disagree, Hub City Geeks? Hub City Geeks. Yeah, if you follow me, you're a Hub City Geek, all right? Leave comments. Like and subscribe, and go read the blog, SpartanNerd.com blog. Thanks for watching.